a mass discussion. Can't you see them dad boys are casting? Testing competition on their podcast mission. Never know what you get. It's chaotic precision. If you don't know, you better find out the dad pack. Are here to prove a point. We three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder. Subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the dad pack. Don't turn your back on the dad pack.
Put the kids to bed. The dads are home. Not all of us, of course. Mr. Magnificent's still out on assignment. But you know I'm here. The one, the only, Big Rig Eric Maffey. As I said, our pretty face Papaw is not here. But we got the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas, over there. What day we on?
What up? It's actually, I told you wrong on the last episode. I thought today was going to be day 1300. I was off by a day. It's 1301.
Wow.
So, day 1301. Gotta take a second here. Today's shirt was a Hulkamania shirt because sadly we lost Hulk Hogan today. You guys know I have been critical of Hulk Hogan in the past, and I have claimed to not be a fan of his. I'm not a fan of I wasn't a fan of some of the things he did, but the impact he left on this industry and the very fiber of Hulkamania is absolutely something that I will pay respect to. And, hence today's shirt, 1301. Hulkamania.
Yeah, man. But we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
I want to introduce our guest first. He is a bit of a new face on the block. We have been seeing him quite a bit at Pro Wrestling Revolver for quite some time. First, we saw him more of a backstage role. Now we're seeing him in the spotlight in those scramble matches. So, without further ado, the one, the only, Nathan Davis. Sir,
how's it going, gentlemen? It's good to see y'all.
Man,
Bro.
It's good to see you too. We always love seeing you up there at Revolver. And
You guys got your own section over there.
We
Yes,
do.
sir.
We do.
You got the dad section going on. I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love that every show, seeing that dad section rocking.
Gotta bring that energy, man. It feels like we haven't been to Dayton in forever.
It has been a while, yes.
I think the last one was what, March? Early March?
Yeah, I think
Something
early
like
March,
that.
I'd say so, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just feels like it's been a while.
But hey,
obviously,
August 9th though. Yeah.
I can't
We got
wait.
a double show. What you guys know about that? A double
Cannot
show.
wait.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad because I have to only watch the first show. For the first time ever, I am booked playing a show the same exact time as the second show. So I'm going to have to watch the second show via my telephone. But, it is what it is. Scheduling conflicts and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I'll be there with the fam. Hopefully
yeah.
for both shows, barring any unforeseen things. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It feels like it's been a while. I think the last Revolver show I went to was Richmond, Indiana, which was unreal. Great show,
in a lot of ways.
as always. But yeah, we've been seeing you get a little more FaceTime. So that's been pretty cool. Obviously, like I said, we saw you, security door guy, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. And yeah, seeing you get to step into the spotlight. And then obviously on social media, I've been seeing a lot of your posts working at other promotions, doing promos, things like that. You tell you've been working, man. So how's that been getting to finally get your face out there?
I will say I have the security guard build, so I think that role was definitely something I fit into.
Right.
And that definitely helped out a bit. I mean, wrestling for Revolver has been something I'm very grateful to have the opportunity for. Being so early in my career and being able to have the chance to be on Revolver. I mean, a lot of people don't get that until dozens, if not hundreds of matches into their career. That was my fourth match. Was my Revolver debut was my fourth match. And that was in the Christmas Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Rhino was in that too, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, my fourth match, I shared the ring with Rhino. Not really. I was eliminated by then, but same match at least.
It still counts.
It's still. I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it. Yeah.
Cage match. It says Rhino versus
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, and crazy thing, speaking of that, we've got Piledriver at the gym, which we'll get to. But Rhino came up to me in the locker room afterwards. He said, "Hey, I heard your family owns a gym." And I was like, "Where'd you hear that at, Rhino? Who told you that? Who told you about that?"
You need a
Yeah.
membership.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And I told him he can come through anytime. But yeah, man, Revolver's a great place to be. Revolver is kind of at that cutting edge of the independence where they have basically a type of wrestling for everyone. Obviously you guys know because you guys have been going to shows for so long, but like there's not really another independent out there that I can think of that offers all the various types of wrestling that Revolver does. That's what makes it special. And being able to be with a company like Revolver and traveling around the country and meeting, a lot of big names this early in my career, I'm very grateful for that as well. It's been an awesome opportunity.
How old are you,
Obviously, sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
22 years old. I'll be 23 in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're early.
You got older face-itis. I thought you were like 28.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. I think it's because I finally grew facial hair. Because for the longest time, I had a baby face, and I looked like I was like 16, and then I grew a little mustache and a little chin hair, and now look, I'm 28. There's no middle ground for me, I guess. So, yeah.
I do have to shout out a couple people here. Obviously, we got Marvelous Mark Marche. Hey, guys. How are you? Hulk Hogan.
That's crazy.
Our boy Justin Deming, always with the zingers. Our boy Timmy Croucher. What's going on, man? Let's see here. Justin, I'm telling you, dude, you ever come to a Revolver show, you better freaking let us know. It's so good. Our boy Brian Messer up in the comments. So yeah, awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. We're excited to be here. Thinking about this, Hulk Hogan passed away today. He was my childhood. He was Cephas's childhood. Probably a little bit of your childhood, Nathan, but obviously you're a little younger, so you didn't really see him in like the WCW days and stuff like that. But you've seen probably countless episodes because it's everywhere now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So to be fair, Eric, look at his hat.
This guy,
I know. No, I'm not
with
saying
the vintage Stone Cold hat. Come on, yeah.
I'm just saying, like he's that is definitely he had an influence on all of us from an early age. And I'm with Cephas. I'm not a fan of the human being, old Terry, but the Hulk Hogan, the character, was definitely a big thing. So with that, what were your influences growing up? Were you a wrestling fan from the get-go? Did you have family that watched it? Was there a moment that you were like, this, yes, I have to do this?
Yeah, so I had a best friend growing up that watched it because his older brother watched it. His older brother was kind of like an Attitude Era kid. I was like a beginning of the PG era kid. So I kind of missed out on the good stuff. I had to suffer through like the celebrity era of Raw and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
then the network came along and you were like,
well, here's the thing. I'm like catching up still because I watched from about 2009 till beginning of 2014 when I was growing up. And then I didn't watch it till COVID. So there was many years of me catching up on not only WWE stuff in the mainstream, but I didn't know what AEW was. I didn't ever watch TNA growing up. I never knew anything outside of America. Like I've had to learn a lot in the past 3.5 years about wrestling. Because I was a WWE kid through and through. I had all the John Cena shirts. I had all the matching sets. Everything like that. I mean, my house was divided in 2012 because I was John Cena and my parents were The Rock. So WrestleMania was a little sketchy, but we got through it. Thank God once in a lifetime was twice in a lifetime. It all ended up even. But yeah, I mean, a lot of my early childhood, we didn't have money to pay for pay-per-views. So like I was buying old DVDs and watching like ECW stuff, like early 2000s. like watching documentaries, where they're doing like the Lesnar documentary, the Batista one, the Cena one, all of those on DVD because that's all we had. So even though I was a PG era kid, I loved like the Ruthless Aggression era.
Right.
I mean, a
Ruthless
lot of
Aggression was
my
great. Batista was the fucking man. That
dude, I
guy,
love Batista, bro.
nobody talks about him enough. The big gold belt on Batista's shoulders is one of the most like, yes, that's where that belongs. You
Dude,
know what I
Batista
mean?
had the drip. I mean,
Oh,
he
he
never
did,
showed up
yeah.
without the drip. So yeah, big respect for Batista. And I definitely feel like he should have had a better final run. I feel like obviously Daniel Bryan at the time, you know, he deserved his moment. I just feel like they kind of put Batista in a bad space there, but I digress. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I remember being at that SmackDown he returned to in Dayton, and just being like, I had already bought the tickets, and then they just announced that Batista was returning there, and I was like, well, what? Oh, okay. Like, all right, I'll take that. It's crazy how long ago that's been already. It's 2013 into 14.
Yeah.
My daughter was born that WrestleMania. I remember when my wife got pregnant, I yelled at her. I was like, don't you know, if she's born on WrestleMania, she's grounded. Lo and behold, my kid was born grounded. So
there you go. Grounded right from the start. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, like I love the Ruthless Aggression era. That's probably my favorite era. Storyline wise, probably some things they probably regret, but character wise, I mean, look back at what you had, right? You had the OVW graduating class of 02. So you got Batista, you got Lesnar, you got Cena, you got Randy right off rip. You've got Mick Foley coming back after the late 90s when he thought he was done. He came back and he had that match with Randy at Backlash, came back at Mania and had that match with Edge. So I love that generation of Mick Foley. And then in the beginning there, you had like American Badass Taker, just big, jacked, tattoos, biker guy. Like,
yeah, and
a
it was
lot
the
of
perfect
my
time for it because Limp Bizkit was Limp Bizkit, and he came out to freaking rolling at rest like.
And he
dude,
like he was the perfect character to cross the Attitude Era into the ruthless aggression era. Like when he said that like he had to lead everyone once Rock and Austin were gone, like yeah, he did. And I don't think people like obviously he gets his flowers for like the streak and everything, but I mean they don't give him the credit for like leading the company really till like 04 when like JBL started picking back up and like
he was
having his role.
To WWE. He was so WCW had Sting, WWE had Undertaker. They were never going to leave. They were there. They were leaders. They were
lifers.
They were lifers to those companies. Which I know Sting ended up going to AEW, which is, you know,
that's WCW light.
WCW light, you know. But I'll tell you what, Nathan, I was like you. I kind of quit watching like a little bit after the Ruthless Aggression era. I never was able to buy the pay-per-views either. It was always like if a friend, you know, bought it or something, I'd go watch it. But yeah, like COVID is really when I started getting back into it. Because I was watching, I think it was like the Wrestle Talk channel on YouTube. They would do like recaps of all the shows. They do like little 5-minute recaps, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can see what's going on. And then it started. I was like, well, now I kind of want to watch. And then I saw like an AEW clip on social media, and I was like, what is this? Like, there's a like another big company out there. Like, I got to check this out. And the first clip I saw was Jungle Boy Jack Perry doing some crazy, you know, flip shit. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen that ever. And then AEW opened me up to, oh, there's all this wrestling from Japan. Oh, there's all this history with Ring of Honor. And now that everything's online and all that shit, it's just like, I have a plethora of shit to catch up on. So I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And thankfully, like, we still, you know, over here, we still had the network during COVID. So $9.99 a month, you know, you can catch up on everything. Now that everything's kind of spread out again, it kind of sucks because Peacock isn't organized the same way that the network was. But, you know, yeah, I still love going back and watching like Ruthless Aggression era matches. A lot of my aesthetic that I go for with my character is Ruthless Aggression based. Like I look at the American Badass. I look at like 05 Cena, you know, when he had the jerseys on and the jorts and, you know, everything blinked out like that. That's the kind of shit that I love.
Plus, that was prime Eddie and prime Benoit too, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude,
So technical.
Eddie's someone that I unfortunately was too young to watch when he was around, and I never got to like meet him or anything. But man, like if there was one wrestler I wish I could meet, it'd be Eddie. Because like I would love to pick his brain about just how he went from where he started at to the mainstream to winning a title that no one ever thought he would win. You know, I mean, he was the first person that was like as small, quote unquote, as he was at the time to win something like that. And man, yeah, I wish he was still around today. He would have been someone amazing. Like, can you imagine? All right, think of this. Think of Eddie Guerrero versus Ace Austin, buddy.
Oh God,
come on.
Legs for days,
dude. Like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
Imagine what he would have done with some runs in TNA. Imagine some of the matches he could have had with like AJ Styles and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there could have been a lot of really cool things. I feel like he's one of the most. I mean, you know, I hold it up there with like Bray Wyatt when you talk about things that are just like, well, the world lost this way before we should have. You know, Eddie was fantastic. The promo he cut, the I am an addict that he cut against Brock. Good Lord, dude. I still watch that every once in a while. If it pops up in my feed, I will watch all of it. I don't care. It's just, it's a fantastic moment. Yeah, you're right, man. Ruthless Aggression had its good stuff.
Justin is a big fan of this student of the game, Nathan Davis.
Shout out Justin. He's awesome.
Justin,
thank you for that.
I used to subscribe to Honor Club, and I quit subscribing simply for the fact I did not have enough time to watch it all. I love watching art. Like, man, I'll tell you what, if there is a tag team match that you should go out of your way to watch, it's Briscoes and FTR. That trilogy of tag team matches is some of the greatest tag team wrestling I've ever seen in my life. And it happened on Ring of Honor, which is on Honor Club, which is pretty cool. But it's just gotten to the point where there's so much wrestling, I can't even watch, like, I wish I could watch every week, but I don't have enough time in the day. You know, I got, 3 girls live at home with me and everything. We got 2 dogs. We're moving in together. It's a whole thing. So just not enough time in the day.
I am forced into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown whether I wanted to or not, which I do want to. But my son is 7 years old and he has reached a fiery obsession level. Like, he told me that Hulk Hogan passed away. Like, he is learning everything. Like, what's crazy to me is he loves like old people. Like, he just got a Yokozuna toy. And anybody else, you know what I mean? You think about that, they wouldn't want a fucking Yoke. My son wants a Yokozuna toy, and it makes me so fucking happy for shit like that. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
My dad passed down all his toys from the 80s to me. So he has I got like an original Hogan figure, Big John Studd. I got like 12 of them. I don't even remember who I got, but yeah, he gave me like a crate when I was a kid and I first started getting into wrestling. That's awesome. And he went up to the attic. He's like, "Yeah, I got these from when I was a kid. You want to play with them?" So not like collectors, not in the box or nothing, but still cool to have.
That's so cool though, man. Yeah. That's something that he got back in the day and was able to pass on. It's pretty cool.
He was heartbroken when I told him about Hogan today.
Yeah.
He was heartbroken.
Like I said, I had my disputes with Hogan, but I even had that moment where I was just like, oh man, like that. What hit me the hardest, and because I've met him quite a few times, and he's been a fucking sweetheart to me, is when I realized Kevin Nash was the last member of the original NWO, and just all these people that he considers brothers. I felt such sorrow for Kevin. It was just like, oh man, damn, dude, like, and. Yeah. His post says the same thing. That guy carries such a weight with him. I mean, he's had a rough few years with his son and with Razor, and it's just been rough, man. And he lets his fans in pretty deep, which I really respect that he does that the way he does on the podcast. Mm-hmm. I only hope that we could be so real. You know what I mean? But it's rough, man. It really is.
I had the same.
Any Hogan matches?
Say that again.
Did you get to see any Hogan matches? Were you
not live or anything like that? No. Yeah. But I mean, I've gone back. I mean, Rock and Hogan. Yeah. I mean, that's an all timer. Like you can't talk about wrestling without talking about that match.
Yeah.
And his obviously his stuff with TNA, you know, people love it or hate it, but like you were saying, like the person is separate from the character.
Absolutely.
And I had the same kind of, I had the same kind of issue with my thinking this morning when I saw the news, and I was like, man, like I don't know how to feel about this. But seeing everybody's posts in the wrestling world today, people who either loved him or hated him their whole lives, you know, all sharing the love for Hulk Hogan as a person, as a person that had an impact on the industry, like that made me feel better. And, you know, understanding the fact that like, yeah, he's left an impact no matter what. And I mean, you can give praise to him. He's done terrible things, but he's not on a Benoit level of terrible things.
No.
Like he's said terrible shit, but you still have to respect the lasting impact that he's had on the whole pop culture for the past 40 years.
Yeah, that's why I don't hate on anybody that loves him, because I was the Chris Benoit fan. That was the only time in my life that I stopped watching wrestling, and it wasn't very long, but it was a little while that I had to take a break, man, because that was just. I mean, I still got his figure. Like I literally have this DVD sitting right next to my stuff. You know what I mean? Because my son was asking about him, so he literally came up to me and he literally was like, "Son, Dad, did you know that a wrestler killed his family?" I was like, "Oh gosh." So we had that conversation, and I showed him that stuff. It's hard to deal with shit like that, man. It's hard to separate, because like I equate it to like when a loved one does something that's like not irreversible, irredeemable.
Yeah.
When somebody murders somebody or something along those lines, it's hard to like deal with that. It's a tough. I don't even know what you would call that feeling that you feel, because it's like you miss the person, you miss the good times, but you also have to reflect into what a terrible event or whatever it is. You know, I don't know. It's crazy. Sucks that we have to deal with things like that.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully our generations will, you know, stop the negativity. I mean, not to say that Hogan didn't have a choice with some of the words he said, but you know, he's a product of an era. Hopefully the products of our eras and our children are just going to be more accepting and understand that that's nonsense. You know what I mean? And it gets better. It just takes time. But at the same time, you look at the world, and that's why I watch wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, the world is
an escape. It's an escape,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, the good thing about, you know, good or bad, social media has allowed us to, you know, talk about things a lot more. I mean, the whole Benoit incident, like that was 07, like social media hadn't taken off yet. And like with WWE being the only game in town, really, you know, TNA wasn't really at its peak level yet. I would say till about 2010, that like, you know, that's the one game in town. One of their biggest stars, you know, just did this horrible thing, and now they're just acting like it didn't happen. Personally, I think you have to talk about that. You know, you have to talk about why did he do this, you know, or what could we have done to prevent this, just on the medical side. And I think, you know, that's why it's such a good thing that we have, you know, the policies that we have today. You have all the wellness going on of, you know, taking care of the wrestlers a lot more, you know, not even just because of Benoit, but because how many early deaths you had in wrestling, even up to the mid 2010s, people that were dying in their 30s, 40s, 50s, just from, you know, abusing their body so much and not having a system that took care of them. So me being a young wrestler now coming into the wrestling space, I do feel a lot safer knowing that, you know, if there is a space that is dangerous, you know, people are going to talk about it. People are going to talk about like any company that might not be doing things correctly, that might not be taking care of their people. People are going to talk about it.
I've seen that a lot. Like even like people that are like, "Oh, I went to this school," or you know, like schools that aren't doing the right things, like they'll get put down pretty quick. You know, if a few bad stories come out, it's like, oh, well, maybe this person doesn't know what they're doing, or like you said, a promotion that you know does bad business or whatever. That doesn't really skate under the rug as much, which is nice to see.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, social media has been great for exposing new wrestlers, for bringing up people that wouldn't have had a platform 20 years ago. You know, I mean, you can ask Jake Christ, but like Dayton was a fucking hotbed for wrestling 20 years ago. and it's starting to become that again now. I mean, a lot of big things in the mainstream for wrestling has happened at Dayton, specifically at like the Nutter Center and Hara Arena when it was still around. But like now it's starting to come back to Dayton a bit more. The Midwest is starting to see a big explosion in wrestling again. And there's so much more money now in wrestling and opportunities now in wrestling than there were 20 years ago. There's a lot more opportunities to get noticed with social media. It's just down to putting in the work. It's posting. I mean, like Matt Cardona says all the time, like if you're not posting every day, like making sure you're getting content out there, making sure you're talking about what you're doing, sharing your matches, sharing your promos, sharing your pictures, everything. Like that's what you got to do to get noticed nowadays.
We struggle with keeping up with it ourselves, and we're 3 dudes in one account. You know what I mean? But it's a lot too. We all work a lot. Like I told you before we started, I worked a 14-hour banger today. So, it happens, but we're paying the cost, to be the boss, right? That's the goal. One of these days we're going to have a nice little studio and we're going to have somebody that is just insane levels of a guest, and they're going to come to our studio and we're going to go eat lunch, and we're going to have a good day, and we're going to reflect on the days when we were just like, remember when it was digital only? Yeah. We broadcast from the house.
I mean, CVV.
Yeah.
You know how long he's been busting his ass. I mean, it took him, I think, 10 years to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Bro, that's what he tells us, because we first met him years ago, and when we first started this, and they asked him, like, hey, what's some advice? He gave me the same advice, and then years later, we run into him at Squared Circle last year, and it's just like, hey, we're living that advice right now. We've got America's Got Talent finalists on here, actors, CEOs. We're about to have an author on here soon. Wrestlers of all different types and styles. And I think at this point now, look, bro, fans. We have fans. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That's one of the coolest comments ever. Just saying.
Oh, it was actually part of this one.
Ah,
ruined the moment. Damn.
That made it even cooler. That made it even cooler now.
We do have really cool tattoos.
Yeah.
For the record,
has the best ones.
He's got as I'm sure you've seen the other viral belly of the WWE winged eagle tattoo. That's him in the comments.
That's
right
him.
Oh, hell yeah. Now we need a collaboration one.
We already did. We had him on here.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. I need to go back and watch it then.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode.
Dude, that's awesome. Listen, on.
You made that moment, bro. I didn't read the comment before it. I just read fans. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad that's captured. Those are going to be, we call it blooper moments years from
now. But yeah, man, I mean, it's definitely like the advice that CVV gave us was literally just keep making content, because the moment you stop and then you're like, oh, I'll take a break for a couple months. Guess what? You know how hard it is to get that back going, which is why we build our breaks in to where we do 2 weeks off twice a year. And it's such a good little reset. We know we're coming back. We have guests booked already. Like, it's not like, oh, what do we do when we come back? We book guests out, a month in advance, sometimes 2 months, depending on how many people we talk to.
Yeah.
So,
not to mention, Mike, who had a personal thing that came up and he needs to take a week or so off. That's the beauty of free hosts. If after Mike comes back, Eric needs to take a week off, we can make it work. And so we're going to keep content train going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the goal eventually, is to get into the studio. Because I feel like, I don't know, if I ever watch a podcast, I feel like I enjoy the in-person ones better. Not saying what we're doing is bad, but you just kind of get that level of just like, oh, it's just the boys hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it was it's like CVV said, like when he was doing all of his interviews during COVID, like doing it over a call like this is still okay, but you don't get the same like immediate connection that you get when you're sitting with someone face to face in person, But yeah, I mean, you guys are doing a really great job, and I'm seeing you guys go everywhere, and I'm seeing you guys traveling to these shows, and like a lot of people will talk, and a lot of people won't take action. Y'all are taking action.
Yep.
Bro, we drove to Iowa twice and slept in the car, dog. We don't.
Dude, I love that because you guys are like, you guys aren't wrestlers, but you're doing wrestler shit. And like that's why I got so much respect for y'all guys. Like y'all are doing wrestler shit.
The career of being a wrestler was missed by all three of us, me, Mike, and Big Rig. But we still love it and we want to be a part of it. And we're not just trying to be. I'm going to be a manager. You know what I mean? Although I will say, Mr. Davis, I don't know if you're familiar with the Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling.
I am familiar with them. I'd like to start working with them soon.
Well, maybe I can connect you, buddy, because August 16th, we are sponsoring a match on one of his shows, which is really cool and all. But what I'm bringing it up for is I think he's talked me into, which I trained for 2 years when I was younger, and I wrestled till I was about 22, 23, and I stopped, right? And I just, for several reasons, but I think he's talked me into coming back and training for a couple months and doing one final match so my kid can see me wrestle.
Hell yeah.
So I think I'm going to wrestle one match there. And I think we'll see. You know what I mean? I haven't even went back to the training yet, but they've got some good trainers there as well. You know what I mean? They got their own little school brewing. So I think I'm going to do it just because my son has begged me for so long. Like he's seen my old videos and he's like, Dad, why don't you ever wrestle?
How old is your son?
7.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
dude,
so this is going to be for you. This is going to be for you, your start of your second generation.
Bro, you have
no matter how you see it.
No
matter whether you have 1,000 matches or one match, he's going to be second generation, technically.
Bro,
so
it's
you coming back and working hard for this is going to give him the motivation one day to want to work hard to be a wrestler as well.
Bro, his first Mania, he watched him before this, obviously, but he didn't give a fuck. But this year, when he watched the Jey Uso story, and it made, we've talked about it on the show, seeing the Jey Uso story through his eyes made me fall in love with wrestling in a whole nother way, because like I was before that, if without my son being into it, I think I would have been critical of Jey Uso winning it. And I see why some people were critical, but when I watched it through his eyes and when he won that fucking championship, dude, it was like my son, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't describe it other than maybe when I saw Austin win the Rumble in '97. Because I'm from Texas. That was my first big event. Austin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that I don't understand. Other than that, that's the only way I can equate it. So it's cool to see that. And I hope you're right. I would love more than anything my kids to be into wrestling to that point. I'd really like, because my daughter was born on WrestleMania, I'd love for her 30 years later, main event of WrestleMania 60, she was born on WrestleMania. We've often talked about Big Rig's daughter being the person she faces too. Like,
that'd be sweet. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. We would be the happiest dads.
Yeah.
Oh, and then me and Cephas will be ringside doing the Mrs. Dad.
Just because.
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now, if our daughters ever fight at Mania, dog, and we have any type of moment in that at all, just if that ever happens, I'm hitting you for real and you're hitting me for real. We're not
1,000%.
Mania, dog. We're punching each other, dog, as hard as possible.
The biggest show, you got to go all out.
Yes,
I will spear
Absolutely.
you through a non-gimmick barricade. I don't care.
These geriatric men.
Yep.
And shout out Mrs. Dad, bro, because he's the most Ohio guy I've ever seen.
Oh,
he's the most
100%.
Ohio-looking guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If he'd had a Mountain Dew on a belt clip.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy out here. Crazy.
It's a wonder how handsome the Miz is. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm not
after seeing his
dude.
dad, his mom must just be gorgeous.
Genetic lottery or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you see this comment? I have a pitch for a final match. You don't need to credit
on a pole. Brother, as long as it's a comfortable seat up on the pole, I do not want to be
Big Rig in a shark cage.
Should be Big Rig in a forklift. If we're going Russo ideas here.
Yeah. God, Vince Russo, what a guy.
I don't know. Literally, my son has often said that when I die, he's gonna start wearing my wrestling shirts. So
Hell yeah.
hopefully it's not for a while, but yeah, eventually we'll see.
We just had I just had a member at the gym who's a wrestling fan as well, who found out that I was a wrestler, gave me 3 pay-per-view t-shirts from 2008 and 2009 that he had bought and never worn. He'd had them like saved in like a storage unit, and he was going through it and like throwing stuff away, and he was like, oh man, I wonder if he wants those. He brought them to the gym, and he's like they're mint condition. I think one was like Hell in a Cell 09.
Wow.
And the other 2 were like event crew shirts that had all the pay-per-views for the year on the back.
That's cool.
And they were my size. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll take those. Like, those are sweet. Yeah, it was something cool to have.
Need to get me a Nathan Davis shirt, man. Put it in the t-shirt gimmick. Be a part of my record.
Yeah, I've been designing some stuff recently. You know, I've got stickers and stuff, and I've got my autographs, but I haven't delved into apparel yet. So hopefully I'll be making some designs and getting those up soon. I'm a big fan. Right now, the trend is like those oversized throwback like 2002 shirt, which is perfect for me because I love that shit. So I'll be going to Zoomies all the time. But yeah, I want to get like some like faded oversized like 2000s looking t-shirt with like the 3D like chrome font and shit like that. Because that's the kind of vibe I like. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen the glasses that I wear when I come out, but I got these bitches on when I make my entrances.
Oh, this is part of Too Cool.
Yeah, I love those.
Man,
just gotta make the frames yellow, and you're freaking Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out Scotty. Scotty Too Hotty's the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you, young guy, 22, you're part of the Piledriver Wrestling Academy.
Yes, sir.
How did you find out about it, or was it something like you already knew Sammy before you got into wrestling, or how did that work, and how has it been learning from these, you know, Jake, Ace, Sammy, Jess, you know, just
so for that I got to go back a little bit because I didn't actually start a Piledriver. I started with Cody Hawk at FGW down in Cincinnati, which I know you know about because your brother was there, so you know all about that. So I knew his brother before I knew him, but yeah, so I started out at FGW. Jeremy Ganger is the one that introduced me to Cody Hawk. He's known my dad since 6th grade. They've been friends for life, basically. He's been a member of the gym since we opened it. And back before the Dayton shooting happened, we had always talked about wrestling because he told me about his wrestling career and stuff. And after the Dayton shooting happened, I would always be the person he talked to just to get stuff off his chest and, you know, get his feelings out. So we kind of formed a bond. And then in 2022, early 2022, I'd always said like, man, you know, I'd love for you to train me. I'd love to get into wrestling someday, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure a bunch of people told him that. Early 2022, I had dropped out of college. I was going there for automotive, and my dealership I was working with just let me go of my program. So I didn't have anywhere to go, and I had to drop out. I'm sitting here and it's summertime.
Brother, that's
I'm
a
like,
blessing in disguise. Automotive,
dude, for real,
sucks.
Automotive sucks. They're paying me $13 an hour at this dealership. Screw all that. Well, I love cars. I mean, you can see the Fast and Furious poster behind me, but
but working flat rate as a mechanic is the worst shit ever. I did it for 2 years, and it's the worst. I hate working on other people's cars. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not fun. If they don't go fast, I don't want to work on them. But yeah, so it was summertime. I didn't have anything going on, and he was at the gym one day, and he was like, "Hey, this Friday I got a show in Hamilton, Ohio that I want you to go to. I want you to meet this guy named Cody Hawk. He's got a training school down there." I was like, "All right, hell yeah!" So I came down. I watched Jeremy's match. I briefly said hi to Cody before the show. Then he had to go, guerrilla and go do a bunch of stuff. Met with him after the show, and introduced myself. Said I was looking to be a trainee. And he was super respectful towards me right off rip. That was like the most professional thing I had ever seen at that point in my life, especially being a young kid with like no credentials, no background. And the first thing I asked him, I was like, "What can I do?" Because I didn't have the money for training, because it was like $1,300 or something like that, and I didn't have the cash. I was like, "What can I do till I have the money that can help you out?" And he said, I really need a computer guy that knows how to do promos, that knows how to edit photos, stuff like that. I said, oh, well, I know how to do that because I've done car stuff with like YouTube before. I could easily do all that. So till that was about June, I'd say. From June to late August, I did that stuff for him. And then I had the money and I started training. And that's kind of where I started, getting into it at. Unfortunately, like 3 months into my training, Cody retired from training full time. So I got a little training with him, and then he went on the road with Micro Wrestling Federation, and he's been doing that since, and they've been doing amazing. They have a TV show now, so shout out to them. But I was like, well, shit, like now I got to restart with a new trainer. And then like 2 months later, and I was a new trainer, and then 2 months later, it was a new trainer because people were busy, making towns and stuff like that, and couldn't stick around at the school.
Talking Jay West and Ben Chimera.
Man, it was just like, yeah, like I just kept cycling through people. And I'm like, gosh, and I kept having to restart from the beginning because they didn't know what all we learned yet. So I was kind of spinning my wheels there. I was still doing promos, but man, I was doing like 5 days a week, 3-hour round trips, and it was a struggle, but it was a good learning experience. And a few months into 2023, Jeremy comes to me and he says, do you know a guy named Sammy Callahan? And me not knowing TNA, and I was like, no, I don't know who that is. And he was like, oh, he's a wrestler for TNA. I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I know TNA. So he's like, well, listen, he's got this school that he's opening in Dayton that would save you the drive all the way to Cincinnati. And they've got a little bit more TV time. They, have a couple more trainers there. And, they're really trying to lock down a schedule for this school. I think it might be good for you to go there. I said, all right, I'll look into it. So I ended up signing up for Piledriver, and I ended up not going to Cincinnati anymore. And again, had to restart again, but I knew that this was going to be more stable to learn. It was going to be a consistent training schedule with people that wanted to be at the school, that wanted to train, that wanted to be part of like the next generation. We had probably 20 to 25 people when we started Piledriver. And I'd say within a month and a half, we were down to like 10, 15 because people learned real quick that training's not easy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that all started. And then obviously I learned about Revolver, started, doing security for shows and stuff like that. Obviously met Ace, met Jess, met Jake. And really that once I joined Piledriver is when I was like, all right, I need to start learning about wrestling. I need to know the background of TNA, the background of all these people, and like understand my surroundings. Piledriver has been amazing for me. I've been there for, a little over 2 years now. And it's been a fun experience being able to be at Revolver, working security, kind of becoming Sammy's, like, I wouldn't say right-hand man, but someone that was a trainee that he could depend on to get stuff done. Like I was usually the airport runner. So being someone that could go pick up talent and chat with them for half hour to 2 hours, depending on where they were at, that helped me out a lot. Picking the brains on people in the car was a great experience. I'm glad that I was able to do that.
Yeah, that's something you just got to take advantage of, man.
Yeah.
Like as long as they're open to, and because you don't want to be like, hey, let's talk about that. Just make it organic, and you can get some really good insights on those drives for sure.
For sure.
Sammy asked me one time, he's like, oh, you're going to Indianapolis? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, we take Mance Warner? Yes, the fuck I will. So
absolutely.
I drove Mance Warner up to Indianapolis. It was fucking great. I was like, I will absolutely take those road stories.
Yeah.
He was fucking great. It was fun.
Manders was one of the first guys that I picked up, and usually he either flew into Cincinnati or Columbus, because he would be flying from, halfway across the country from some other show that he just did. Right. And he was probably the first guy that I really built a connection with. And anytime he needed picked up, I'd always pick him up. So we kind of became, buddies. I would say friends because I don't like know him like that, but he was someone that I enjoyed picking his brain. Because we got along well and he was willing to talk. And then after that, I had probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago now, when Masato Tanaka came through, I got to pick him up from the airport, take him to his hotel, pick him up from the hotel, take him to the show, take him back to the hotel. Like, so I got to spend some time with him. And even with the language barrier, like, you still learn so much. You know, I've
so cool.
had Matt Riddle in the car before. And it's just all people that, like, the greatest thing about wrestling for me is that people start in such, like, different places, but we all end up in the same place.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what's great about wrestling, is that, like, you get to hear how those people got to where they are now.
Yeah.
And hearing all those stories has really, like, gave me a new perspective on wrestling.
Bro, you've got a good head on you, man. I really think you've got a fucking hell of an opportunity to set fire on your career, man, and really fucking blaze a trail, dude. You've got a good look too, man. Like, you have a unique look. You know what I mean? You also bring a fucking great energy. I know we popped hard in Richmond at that Christmas show.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
You and Pound and Fallen, and it was just like, all right, like, fuck yeah. This match is for us. This match is for the Revolver guys. And it was,
man, Fallen, he got a crazy reaction in Richmond. Those people loved him. Yeah, he needs. I don't know if y'all have had him on here, but he should definitely be on here. Yeah, he's awesome.
Fallen's our dude.
Dude, and he's been around for a while, so he's got great stories as well. And he's someone that definitely needs to be on Revolver more. I think he's someone that could definitely. I mean, dude, look at, like, the Macabre, bro.
Yes,
he could be in the Macabre. He could be along there with Cruel and Fulton and be a big guy. You know,
for sure.
Dude, a trio of 7-footers, bro.
Right.
What other company's got a trio of 7-footers? That'd be crazy. They'd be invincible. You would be able to kill all three of them.
Especially if they had Angel's little ass in there too.
Yeah.
3 big ones and a little one.
Yeah, he's like the sneaky one. Like, the person so distracted by the 3 big dudes, he's the one that, like, swoops behind, like, gets in the back with a knife, you know.
And but, dude, I don't want to derail this too much, but speaking of the Macabre, did y'all see Gia Miller's bruises from Tessa Blanchard beating the shit out of her at Slammiversary?
Oh yeah,
she fucked her up, dude.
Damn.
To the point that people were reaching out to her, all worried and shit. She ended up posting a thank you for. Oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't see anything about that.
She
Shout out Gia though.
Money, dude. That lady, I strapped the fucking rocket to her. Let her be the host. Let her be a manager. Let her be a wrestler. Let her be everything that she can be, and put her on my TV everywhere. We told her that. What was that in Chicago? At the Chicago show, we got a moment before the things open, and I was like, you're the fucking best, right? Like, like when it comes to female talents that are just like, what are you talking about? The whole pie, she is definitely that. She is she's a triple threat. I think she could really kill. I love her in TNA.
5-tool player, as it were.
For sure. And then her managing that team, dude, that's like, I love Fulton. I'm sorry. Fulton that's what you call it?
Dreadnought.
Dreadnought. I about called it Knothead.
Knothead's crazy.
Dreadnought. I just feel like she's a great mouthpiece, man. I like that they're utilizing her in different ways.
Yeah. Revolver is almost reinventing itself right now. When you really take a step back at 2025, looking at Revolver, the past couple years, it's been a lot of older wrestlers or active TV talent and stuff like that coming in, and then you blend in a couple independent people. Now Revolver is bringing up those independent people and putting them on the stage, and then maybe bringing in 1 or 2 TV talent or veteran wrestlers to help build those people more. Shout out BDE, bro.
Yeah,
you're looking at a guy that didn't need to get in the ring.
No,
that had success in the wrestling space already, and said that's not good enough. I'm going to work harder, and makes his debut at Wrestling Revolver, and has been busting his ass. I have so much respect for BDE, bro. Yeah,
you can tell. I'll tell you somebody else that I would love to see at Revolver, who is back on the indies now, is old Shotzi. Back on the indies, dude. WWE, I don't know why they let her go. She's a fantastic talent. She's always been one of my favorites. But I am selfishly, I'm happy she's back on the Indies because there's a chance that I get to see her on an indie show. So
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her yet, but I listened to that interview she did with CVV, and she sounds like a fun person to be around.
right,
I'd love to have a conversation with her.
she
Yeah,
just sounds so cool.
Speaking of which,
Go
isn't
ahead.
CVV just so fucking good lately?
dude, he's
Every
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
It don't matter who it is. I'm like, all right, like nothing against Christopher Daniels, but I wasn't like super hyped for that episode. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, God damn, this was fucking great. Like every fucking episode is just
honestly, his show is aptly named Insight.
Yes.
He gets so much insight because you like go in thinking you know what you're gonna hear, and then you learn so many things.
You know what's crazy to me is sometimes he just asks procedural questions. Like I told Nathan before we started, we don't really do that, you know, but he literally will just be like, what's your favorite match of your career? But somehow it isn't pretentious. It isn't shitty. I don't understand.
It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
a lot of wrestling people, you see it like WrestleCon and stuff like that. They're going to ask the same 30 questions, or the same 30 people are going to ask the same question to that talent, and they're going to be bored by the end of the day answering the same question. CVV does a really good job, I think, of building an actual connection with the person and not just the wrestler. And that's why people come back and do so many interviews with him. And that's why he's got the respect of so many people. And that's why they show him on Monday Night Raw in the front row. Like, he's one of those people, like Sean Ross Sapp as well. Like, they have the respect of the wrestling world.
And that's
with fans.
SRS is the one I respect the most, just journalism wise, because everything that I've ever read from him, you can tell he takes that shit so fucking seriously. And he's like, I will not print anything if I do not have it fucking verified. Like, he ain't posting, conjecture and, I think this might happen. No, he's got his, finger on the pulse, and he does it with integrity. And I really appreciate that about him.
Yeah. I would love to meet him someday. That's definitely on my. I'm gonna get a list. I think it was Cody the one that had the list of stuff that he wanted to do in the independents. Yeah, I want to start writing that out, and one of those is gonna be CVV.
Dude, come up to Squared Circle Expo with us next year. He's there every year.
I should have been there this year. I should have been.
That's where CVV's there too. It's such a fun show.
Such a fun show for the first time ever.
You said what?
It's when I went viral for the first time ever.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. Dude, and when he posted that, I was like, I know that motherfucker right there. I know him. Yeah, I was saying that, buddy. Yeah.
It's so crazy, man. Like I just had a moment where it was just like, I need to silence my Instagram. Like everyone is fucking tagging me and everything. What is going on here?
Well, and I was the designated picture taker that whole weekend. Because me and him are walking around and people are like, oh, can I get a picture with you? So I'm sitting there taking pictures. And then this motherfucker over here is Mr. Hi, bye. And just bouncing around, right? His high energy. He's just constantly moving. And every time that he would take a picture with somebody, I somehow got stuck talking to the fucking weirdos of the wrestling world that took pictures with him. I had one guy that fantasy booked an entire he's like, here's how I would have done ECW whatever back in 99. And I'm just like, it was a solid 30-minute conversation where I was just like, yep.
An unskippable cutscene, you might say.
For sure.
Yes, an unskippable.
Like unprompted. I didn't ask him anything about it. He was just like, here's how I would have done it. And I'm like, cool, man.
Yeah. Man, and like, from a wrestler's perspective, not even just my own, but from a lot of people I've talked to, there are people like that, and you can't be disrespectful by telling them to fuck off, right? Because they're fans of you. They're here to see you,
Well, and that's the way I took it. Like, he wanted to take a picture with him with our podcast shirt. I didn't want to be a dick, because then he's gonna be like, oh, I took a picture with this guy and he was an asshole.
You gotta like, and I had to learn this as well, but like as a person that like, and I'm obviously I'm not a big wrestler or anything like that. I don't get recognized like a lot of people do. But when people do recognize you, or people come up and want to talk to you, like, they're probably there watching that wrestling because they don't have the opportunity to wrestle. Because
Yeah.
if they're in a wrestling, they'll take the opportunity. But if they can't physically or mentally or whatever do it, they're there as a fan because they still love wrestling.
Yeah.
And like we all love wrestling,
especially at indie
you know?
shows.
Yeah, and we all
Especially
love
at indie
wrestling.
shows.
And independent people or independent wrestling fans will know every single thing about wrestling. Like a
Yeah.
lot of casual fans will go to a Monday Night Raw, but like they're not going to some 30-person show, because a former ECW guy is wrestling on it. Like no casual person is going to do that. But
Yep.
like the people that are dedicated to the craft, that love wrestling, that know everything about it and study the game, like they're the people that are going to want to come talk to you. And you
Yep.
got to give them their moment. You got to give them their time to talk to you.
Plus, and I've talked about this a lot of times before, but long story short, I met Piper, and Piper, I was just starting my band, and he told me, he's like, I asked him what advice I could do, as I grew. He's like, don't ever forget, even if you're having the worst day possible, if somebody wants to meet you, it could be the worst 5 fucking days of your life, but it's the best 5 minutes of theirs. So
Absolutely.
make sure you give them that moment.
Absolutely.
And that's stuck with me forever, man. I mean, that's, like I also, to be fair, I love it when people recognize me, especially when it's in front of my wife. Not that long ago at Kings Island, somebody came up like, "You're the belt guy."
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
I am, baby. What's up?
Hell yeah.
And Krista's just like, motherfuck.
Yeah. It's only happened like maybe 2 or 3 times with me so far. Usually from
It's a cool
people
feeling
that go
though,
to,
man.
It
It's
is
so
kind of cool. Yeah, usually it's at like the mall or something, or it could be at like something like you said, Kings Island, something like that. Where it's usually around the Dayton area. People notice
Right.
Revolver and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, are you on Revolver?" Or usually it could also be from the gym, because the gym's got a big following in this area as well. But yeah, like it is kind of a crazy thing, and it hasn't really hit me yet because I haven't like really had the viral moment or anything yet. But when it does happen and when I do start getting noticed, I know to be appreciative of it. Like I know to take that in stride and understand that like that person's so excited to see me and I'm just existing. You know what I mean? I'm just here existing. Hey, and speaking of viral moments, shout out Big Pound. Shout out Big Pound,
Brother.
Dude. You want to talk about somebody that got over crazy fast in Revolver? Come on.
He's so good.
Dude, he's awesome. Yeah.
And also, we've talked to him so many times, but I don't think it was until we had the interview with him that I was just like, I want to be best friends with this guy for the rest of my life. Like, he is such a genuinely wonderful human being. And I love his energy. I love his personality. And I love seeing him get over in the ring. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's crazy over at Revolver. I mean, he came out in Iowa for his Iowa Revolver debut, in front of that crowd for the first time, and within 10 seconds they were chanting for him. They loved him.
Yeah.
He's got a presentation to himself.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, you maybe contribute some of that to his meme presence from 10 or so years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, like that to me takes away from the amount that he's been busting his ass with wrestling.
For sure.
Because man, he's traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's making the towns and he's going state to state because he loves the game. Yeah, shout out Pound. And I've spent a lot of time with him, and he's become a close friend to me. And recently I'd kind of gone through a downward spiral, mental health wise. And I wasn't really like putting in the effort that I need to put in. And man, he went out of his way to bring me back out of it. So big shout out to him. He's a good friend as well.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some.
You know what? You're not wrong. I feel like my tattoo is a new meme every year. It is. I've seen his tattoo and memes so many times. And you know what, Justin? I think he absolutely would give you the rub. I think so. Let's see here. What else we got? Ethan Evans. I don't know who this is for. I want to see you around more. I want to lock horns with you.
I think he's talking
old Nathan Davis here.
Yeah.
Oh.
He does wrestle at Battle on the Border though, so could be talking some shit to Cephas.
Yeah.
You don't want none, Ethan Evans. Just because I'm gonna come train there and fight there, don't mean you want some.
Hey, it could be a 2-on-1 if you don't be careful. Who knows? Might have
Never know.
2/3 of this podcast right now coming after him. Who knows?
I got to be careful because I was joking with Denham and he's like, I'll give you fucking franchise Shane Douglas. I don't want the franchise to kick my ass. Although it'd be cool to be in a match with the franchise, sure. But I don't want to get my ass kicked by Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
I don't.
I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be so much fun. Damn, we're already at a freaking hour.
Yeah.
We're cruising, buddy.
Buddy, I'll tell you what. We always say it's a sign of a good show is when we hit that hour and we're like, damn, really already,
Dude. Yeah, I mean, we're having fun over here. Yeah.
Hey, you've got that it factor, man. Like I said, you're carving yourself out right now. You're carving the diamond out of the rough, and I really see fucking bright futures for you, man. I really do. I feel like you just keep kicking ass, and we'll get you on a couple more times. If something tells me you keep kicking ass, we're gonna have to go through an agent for too long. So we're gonna be like, oh, see if he'll talk to us now.
Yeah.
Nah,
you guys are always welcome. I love talking to y'all.
yeah.
Absolutely. DWO Nathan Davis versus the entire roster. I will stand outside and provide moral support and stand awkwardly. No worries.
Book it, buddy. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I feel this just makes me realize I need to get back to like working out more. But like I feel like if I took one bump, my knee would just like explode right now with the way my body feels. So I definitely need to get back into the swing of things.
Get on that DDPY.
That's yeah.
I
I actually just bought a yoga mat, so I think I'm going to be doing that a lot more because my girlfriend's been helping with like stretching before bed, and man, I feel so much fucking better after I do that shit. So yeah, like being in a manual labor job, an electrician. So like I'm going up and down ladders all day, and 8 hours a day I'm on my feet. Sometimes 10 if we're working overtime, So yeah, I'm just a little wore out, but I think I am going to go if I don't do DDP yoga, just some sort of yoga, because I feel like that's really going to help limber me up, as it were.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, the overtime's necessary for me because I got to buy literally 4 Nintendo Switch 2s for this Christmas. I have 3 children and a wife who all want one. So
that's crazy. That's a big bill right there.
Yeah.
Man.
Daddy Chief is going to make it happen.
Hey, Justin, please do let me know. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I will say about taking care of yourself. Ace is the head trainer now for Piledriver, and he has been for quite a while now. But he puts over the fact that you only get one brain and one body, and you got to take care of both. So ever since we moved into hybrid, they're starting off with yoga at the beginning of every training session. They get their yoga in, they get stretched, they get warmed up, and then they're doing their cardio and they're doing their rolls and they're getting moving before we even do any wrestling. So shout out to Ace. Shout out to Damian Chambers as well, who's been an assistant coach there as well, and he's been helping out.
We love our boy D Chambers.
They're 2 fucking jack dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Look at them both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. They know exactly how to take care of themselves.
They look all right.
It's amazing that neither one of them are signed to a major company right now, but I think
really
it's
is
a time.
Yeah.
I would love to see Ace in NXT. I feel like Ace could be an
awesome,
NXT champion easy.
For sure. And man, there's a lot of people in the NXT system right now I'd love to see him work with.
Yeah.
That'd be great. There's a lot of people. I mean, like, I feel like
him and Ethan Page, him and Ricky
Saints, that's an easy
him and
pick
Javon
right
Evans. Like,
yeah. Oh, Javon Evans is a good pick. Yeah.
Right?
That's a good pick. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that.
So many good ones.
We have
him
a lot
and Trick,
of
dude. Him and Trick would be great.
Oh, that would also be great. We have a lot of bodybuilders at the gym that tell Ace that he needs to compete on stage because he's just like toned year round.
That's the crazy part is how big he is, but he's still got that like, because a lot of the bodybuilders, it's not like functional. You know what I mean? Like for some of them,
but his is completely functional. It only makes him better, but he's still huge. I mean, what have we said before, that like the size of your thighs is how long you're gonna live? That dude's gonna live to freaking 300 years old.
Yeah, dude. They're like tree trunk legs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got them Groot legs.
He does.
Yeah.
He absolutely does.
Yeah, dude. And he's one of those guys that, I mean, I don't really like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm glazing here just because he's my trainer and I know him or whatever. But like when you look at like Kurt Angle in his prime, I get a lot of that with Ace. Cause like, man, he's got the physique, he's got the skill set, and he can pick up a dude and throw him, or he can do some crazy aerial shit. Like he's got a perfect blend of everything for wrestling. And yeah, like you said, like the fact that he's not signed right now is crazy. Because like if I was Triple H, man, I'd be pen to paper with him right now.
Right.
His face tells such a great story too, man. Like just the reactions, like when Gia turned her back on him. Just the reactions in his face, like he's good. And you know, once he gets to NXT and he wins that championship, then we'll get Chambers in there and he'll chicken shit heel and steal it from him. You know what I mean? That's
for sure. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, boys, my food is getting cold, so I'm gonna get off here. But
I am in the same boat, sir.
Yeah. Well, then let's wrap this shit up.
Right there with you. Nathan, thank you so much for coming on, dude. This
Thanks
has been an absolute blast. We'll definitely have to have you back on. And can't wait to see you August 9th in Dayton. Are you booked anywhere before that?
I don't know, actually. I might be taking a little detour to North Carolina, but I do not know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at my schedule here. But
Cool.
But social media wise, at official Nathan Davis for everything. YouTube, Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all can find me there. I usually post on Instagram though, so that's the go-to. Yeah.
Hell yeah, love that. Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. As always, we have been the DWO podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas. He is the one and only Nathan Davis. And you can check us out on all the socials at DWO_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DWO_pod. Get that damn merch at Pro Wrestling Tees, TeePublic, or message us directly. Like, subscribe, listen, follow, hit the bell, all that good stuff. I feel like anytime I do that outro, I never know exactly what to say because, like, people could be doing this on Spotify. They could be doing it on YouTube. They could be doing it on Twitch.
Audible.
So
it's a good problem to have. That's a good problem to have.
We put it out there everywhere.
Do the stuff on the thing.
Do the stuff on the thing. That's what I'm going to start saying.
Exactly.
That's
do the
what
stuff
I'm
on the
saying.
thing.
Do the stuff on the thing that you're listening or watching on. Yeah. And until next time, top dance.